Here we have your utility cupboard. At the back here is the heat interface unit, which is known as an HIU. At the top here we have a mechanical ventilation heat recovery unit, which is known as an MVHR. Below that we have your electrical consumer unit. Slightly below that we also have your pay-as-you-go heat meter. Then we have your TV connections and internet connections. At the front here we have your incoming power supply with your electric meter. And then at the back here we have a space for your washing machine. There is a communal heating system supplying the building. This then provides hot water at all times to your heat interface unit, which is known as an HIU. This then distributes the hot water to your radiators and to your taps. There is also a device in here that ensures that you will only be billed for the hot water that you use. Above your heat interface unit there is an emergency tap to shut off all of your water to your property. There is a valve on the left hand side. This is your emergency shut-off valve. In the case of an emergency and there is a leak, please shut off this valve by pulling it down by 90 degrees. This will shut off all water to the property. If for some reason this valve is switched on and you have no water to the property, please contact Origin Housing and they will deal with it separately. The unit on the front of your heat interface unit is there purely for maintenance purposes. Your heat interface unit will need to be serviced once a year. Origin Housing will be in contact to arrange a visit. This is your mechanical ventilation heat recovery unit, known as the MVHR. It is an integral piece of equipment for the day-to-day upkeep of your property. It must remain switched on at all times. If you do switch it off at any point, it may result in further damages such as mould and excessive moisture. The air will be free flowing from the vents in the ceiling in each room. This will then go back to the main MVHR unit. The unit will then decide how much fresh air is required in each area. At the same time, it will withdraw any dirt or moisture from the air and then take it to the outside world. For the maintenance of your MVHR unit, you will need to, on average, clean or change the filters every 3 months. Sometimes it may be sooner than this and sometimes it may be longer. The unit will tell you by flashing an amber light under filter change. This will be the right hand light. To change or clean the filter, simply pull the grey tabs down from the top, locate the tab and pull the filter out. Normally this will have a layer of dust on it. You can either vacuum this or if it is excessively dirty, scan the QR code here and then you will be able to order new filters. This is your electrical consumer unit. This is where all of your power is distributed from around the apartment. Each switch is labelled with the area that it controls. In case of an emergency, pull the red switch down. In the on position, all switches should be up. If you have overloaded a socket or have a faulty appliance, the fuse will switch down. This will mean that there is no power being distributed to the sockets. Once you have removed the overload or the damaged appliance, you will then be able to switch it back on and then power will be restored. Once you move into your property, you will receive a welcome pack from Psychos. They will then explain how to top up your prepay meter. You will always need to ensure that you have credit so that you do receive hot water. This is your electric meter. To take a reading, press the bottom button and the light will turn on. At the bottom here we have your main shut-off switch. Please do not switch this off under any circumstances. If you switch this off, you will have no power to the entire property. Here we have a smart meter. This has been provided to you that you can plug in at any place around the property at your convenience. Should you wish to deactivate your doorbell in the corridor, simply switch this switch off and you will have no sound when someone presses the button. We have a multi-gang data point. This is where you can plug it in directly from your router to a specific point in the apartment. For example, port 1 will liven the port in your living room, meaning you can plug in directly rather than being wireless. I'm now going to talk you through your BT, Hyperoptic and Virgin connections. Here is your main BT hub. The door below opens, which provides additional connection points, for example Sky or EE, etc. The Virgin connections are already made, so if you were to choose Virgin, you can just contact them and they will liven the line-up straight away for you. The hyperoptic connection, much like the Virgin, is already in and provided, so if you were to choose hyperoptic as your provider, they can connect you and liven the line-up straight away as well. In your utility cupboard, you have a designated space for a washing machine. Here you will find the waste point and the feed point, as well as the power supply. We recommend that you get a professional to install the appliance. To set up your schedule, press the program button. You will then have a series of time slots and days across the top. Press the plus or minus to select the time. So for example, if you would like your heating to come on at 7 AM, set it to 7 and press OK. You will then select the temperature that you would like the heating to come on to, for example 24 degrees, and press OK. If the temperature is already above 24 degrees at this time, the heating system will not turn on. Then to have it set to come off at 8 AM, set the time to 8, press OK, and set it to a low temperature, for example 10 degrees. This will then mean that the heating system will only turn on if the apartment drops down to below 10 degrees. Press OK and repeat this process all the way throughout the day. Once you're happy with the times, press auto, and then this will set it to your automatic setting. To turn your heating system off, you can simply press the off button. If you're going away on holiday, however, you can press the holiday button, which will then give you the option to set a time frame of putting it on standby. So you can select the year, the month, the day, and the time that you are leaving. This will then go on to standby until you set it on the time and date that you are coming back. Continue to press OK once you've set each setting. This will then mean that when you return from holiday, your heating will automatically go back to the setting that you had it on before you went on holiday. To set your temperature to a manual override, press the button Manual, set the temperature, and press OK. You will know that the heating system is on because there is a flame icon on the right hand side of the screen. The radiators in your living room will be controlled by the thermostat only. However, in the bedrooms, you can control it using the TRV. This is known as the thermostatic radiator valve. The radiator in your bedroom will only be operational when the heating system is switched on at the thermostat. To operate this, use the TRV and spin it accordingly to how much heat you require. The higher the number, the more heat. The lower the number, the less heat. If you'd like it switched off completely, take it to the star icon and that will allow no heat to come through the radiator. In the bathroom, when you turn the light on, the ventilation will go into boost mode automatically. When you have finished in the bathroom, close the door and turn the light off. The ventilation will overrun in boost mode for a further 10 minutes to remove any further moisture. Your electric heated towel rail is controlled by the switch out in the hallway. When you have switched it on, it will take approximately 10 to 15 minutes to heat to full temperature. There is no temperature control settings, it is either on or off. The shaver socket in your bathroom has a permanent supply to it, meaning that you will be able to charge bathroom accessories up even when the bathroom light is switched off. To operate your shower and bath mixer tap, the controls are on the left and right hand side. Left hand side is to turn on or off. If you turn the tap clockwise, it will operate the tap. And if you turn it anti-clockwise, it will operate the shower. On the right hand side is the temperature setting. If you turn the tap clockwise, it will go warmer, and if you turn it anti-clockwise, it will go colder. The valve underneath the tap operates the plug. Simply turn it clockwise and the tap will open, anti-clockwise and the plug will close. The kitchen is provided with an oven hob space. There are two supplies here in case you have two separate appliances. We have two spurs on the wall here. When they're switched on, a red LED light will be illuminated. This will then provide power to the supplies in the space. We must note that there is no gas supply, so it will only be an electric hob or cooker that can be used. For additional ventilation in the kitchen area, there is a boost switch on the main grid switch. When you switch this on, this will concentrate the ventilation to the kitchen area, meaning that the smells and moisture will be taken out quicker. Your kitchen has a fridge freezer space with a power supply directly behind. We do recommend that a trained professional installs this, and we also recommend that you leave the switch on at the multi-gang switch at all times. In the kitchen, we have a multi-gang grid switch. This is where the power supply for your appliances are. We have a cooker hood, dishwasher, and fridge freezer supply. This has three settings for the fan: a low, medium, and high. There is also a light function that can operate when the fan is on or when the fan is off. There are also filters that can be removed easily, and these can be put in your washing machine or washed with warm soapy water. Your kitchen is also provided with a dishwasher or washing machine space. They can be used for either. The power supply is directly behind, and the wet connections are underneath the sink. This is where the water feed and the waste will go. We recommend that all appliances are only installed by a trained professional. Your dishwasher connections below the sink consist of a hole through the backboard for the pipes to pass through neatly, the water feed valve with the blue handle. When the handle is 90 degrees against the pipe, this means no water can pass through, and when the blue handle is in line, that means water will come through the valve. The waste pipe will then connect to this point here. Note that the end is capped to stop any foul smells returning up the trap. Your balcony slabs are sat on pedestals to allow rainwater to travel underneath and out to your outlet. On every balcony there will be a rainwater pipe which will bring water from the balcony above down to the lower outlet and all the way down to the below ground drainage. There will always be some element of play or movement on your slabs. This is because they are supported from corner to corner on a pedestal. The stonework on the facade of your balcony must not be interfered or tampered with in any way whatsoever. Under no circumstances can you hang anything off the stones. On your balcony you have a double socket which has an external cover over it. This is to protect it from the weather. These can be quite stiff to open and close when they first start being used. However, over time they will become easier. I'll now demonstrate how to open it. Simply push the two grey levers at the bottom and lift the front door up. To lock and unlock your balcony door, you will need your balcony door key. There is a lock above the handle with a small arrow. When the arrow is pointing horizontally, that means the door is locked. You will not be able to unlock it. Simply push the key in, turn it 90 degrees and remove the key so that the arrow is now pointing down. To unlock the door, press the button down, lift the handle up and push the door. The door is also fitted with a wind restrictor so that it will lock in position when it is open. To release the wind restrictor, simply press the button in, lift the handle up and move the door. Next to your balcony door, you have your light switch for your balcony light. If you switch this on during the day, the light will turn on but will only stay on for 30 seconds. This is because the fitting has a light sensor on it so it saves energy. To operate your window locks, you will require your window key. Simply push it into the lock below the handle, turn it 45 degrees, pull it back out and then remove the key. Lift the handle up and push the window open. There is a restrictor fitted for safety reasons which cannot be tampered with. To close the window, simply pull it back, push the handle down and repeat the process for unlocking it to lock it. If you decided to leave the window slightly ajar overnight, there is a night latch to leave the window locked. However, there is still some free ventilation there. You have a smoke detector in every room in your property, excluding the bathroom, and in the kitchen it is a heat detector. A smoke detector is activated via smoke and a heat detector is activated by heat. These are all linked throughout the property and they have a power supply and a battery backup. To test the alarms, simply press and hold the centre button for 3 seconds. The alarm will start to beep, let go of the button, and after a few seconds they will all stop. Your flat entrance door is a fire door and it is designed to keep fire on a particular side of the door. If there is a fire inside your property, it will keep it inside. And if there is a fire on the outside of your property, it will keep it outside. There's a door closer installed to prevent any fire from coming through. This needs to stay in its current state at all times. There is also a spy hole so that you can see who is on the other side of the door. And there is also an additional security chain that you can lock for additional security. Above the door, there is also a fire evac sounder. To lock and unlock your front door from inside the property, simply turn the thumb turn, pull the handle down and open the door. So lock it, close the door, one full turn, and the door is now locked.